Hey guys, so let's talk about last night's episode of The Following. There was all kinds of things going on in this episode, and I was annoyed by so many different people at so many different times. Right off the bat, let's just talk about Ryan and his niece Max, right? Because these two have decided that they're going to start up their own personal investigation again, and I'm so annoyed by that on so many levels because I'm not really sure why he's doing that. Why has he decided not to cooperate with the FBI? Is it because he doesn't trust them? When I think about it, it probably has more to do with Deborah's death in season 1, right? And he doesn't want anyone else to die for him, blah, blah, blah. But he's got his niece, like, knee deep in it with him. So, I mean, who thinks that she's gonna last long? To me, like, she's gonna die eventually. I know it's gonna happen. And then he's just gonna lose it. So the two of them are off on their whole renegade mission again. And once again, they are ahead of the FBI. At one point, you get that Giselle, the French girl, like, the twins and their mom kind of left her behind to tie up some loose ends. Ryan and Max actually figure out where this woman is at, right? And Max is tailing her, and Ryan's like, I'm coming, don't confront her. But of course she does, because she feels like she's getting away. And all I kept thinking the whole time is, why don't we just call the police? Like, call someone to help you. Yay, because you figured out it was her and you figured out where she was at. But try to get some help so that she doesn't get away or one of you guys doesn't get killed. But of course they don't do that. And that was kind of the cliffhanger of this episode, right? Was Ryan realizing that Max is on the train with the crazy girl Giselle and she's by herself, and oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? I really think that's gonna force Ryan to run back to the FBI. At one point he got arrested during this episode as well because he's doing what they've told him not to do. He's continuing his investigation, but they end up letting him go because the higher ups are kind of like, hey, it's better off if you follow him and figure out what he's doing, because obviously he's doing a better job than you guys. It just seems to me like if the good guys would unite and come together, then maybe we could figure out where all the bad guys are together and we could stop them from killing people. Meanwhile, in bad guy land, let's talk about just all of that, right? So we see Joe and Mandy get some help from one of Joe's old contacts. And then we finally see Joe and Emma reunited. Obviously, we get that, Lily Gray and the twins, like, they've kept Emma around because they want Joe to feel comfortable, when he finally does call or when he finally does come. And I think it's so interesting how they've set it up so that you almost feel this real kind of uneasiness for Joe and for Emma, who are two crazy people that I spent all of the first season kind of hating. And now I'm like, kind of worried for them. I'm kind of like, what have you gotten yourself into? Who are these people? Can you trust them? I really think that Lily Gray and the twins have some sort of ulterior motive, and I'm not sure what that is, but you guys, when he shows up at the house and he walks in and she is standing on the stairs getting ready to walk down like this is some like teenage prom movie, I mean, it was just kind of like, really, woman? Like, you totally get that she wants to seduce him. And it was almost like daddy's home, like the father of the household is finally here. We can be a family now, which is really, really crazy. That, of course, means that Emma is in serious trouble because obviously her and Joe had their little thing going on. And we get that Emma is totally in love with him. Speaking of the crazy family, did anybody else catch that interaction between Lily Gray and the twins? You've got Mark and Luke, and automatically you get that Mark is her favorite, right? And that Luke is the one that doesn't do anything right. Yeah, and I thought that was a really interesting little vibe that I picked up on. Also, too, there was this moment where she was getting dressed and Luke comes up behind her to like zip up her dress or something like that. And there was just this weird, icky kind of sexual vibe even that I picked up on as he's zipping her dress up and like caressing her shoulders. It was just kind of like, ew, that's your mom. How creepy is that? But yeah, the family is crazy. And from the preview for the next episode, it looks like Joe and Emma are picking up on that and that they're kind of uniting to come up with something. But I don't really trust anybody. So I'm not going to trust that Joe is really with Emma. I just don't know what's going to happen. Something tells me that Emma is not long for this world. And if that happens, I'm going to be so sad to see her go because that woman is just crazy. Let's talk about Joe and Mandy for a hot second because I'm just sensing more and more that he's looking at her as a daughter and he's really kind of taking her under his wing. My thought in the last episode was that he was going to start to kind of like almost teach her and disciple her in like being a crazy murderer. And this week we kind of saw that happen. He gave her that whole death is the greatest gift you can give someone speech. And she definitely seems to be drinking the Joe Carroll Kool-Aid. So yeah, I'm kind of scared. Wouldn't it be crazy if Mandy turned out to be the like seriously crazy one? That would be kind of crazy. Oh, the other little tidbit that we learned in this episode too is that the woman, Jana, that Joe goes to for help and documents and money and stuff like that, she is actually tied to the FBI agent who is the head of the investigation. So again, it kind of shows you why you can't trust anybody because the followers are everywhere. So yeah, I thought it was a good episode. Lots of craziness as usual. Lots of me yelling at the TV because I was frustrated with Ryan, as I am week after week. But there you go. Okay, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.